What's going on? It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic and more. Y'all know what it is. It's Monday. It's a big fight week. This is the first prediction video I'm doing, breaking it down. Also you see the poster, David Benavidez versus Ronald the Thrill Garcia is also on this card. It's a lot of boxing going on this weekend, so ride with your boy, ride with TBC, and we about to get into it. You got Brandon Bam Bam Rios taking on Danny Garcia. It's not a fight that a lot of people are infatuated with or waiting on. But it's boxing, and it's a full day of boxing, February 17th, with Chris Eubanks Jr. taking on George Grove, with my favorite fight of the first quarter of the year. That's January to March. And a lot of other fights as well. But starting off, we're going to do it traditional here, starting off with Brandon Rios. I think he was his best at lightweight 135. He was pretty good at 140, but after that at 147, that size advantage that he enjoyed there, it didn't go well at 47 from him. He got beat up by Pacquiao, got stopped by Tim Bradley. Probably some more 47 fights he had. He was over there at another gym, Ricky Funes. I forget the dude's name. Now he's back with Robert Garcia. I would have rather see him face Victor Ortiz in a grudge match. We know they got beef, but at this point in Rios' career, it ain't much that they can do with him. He is what he is. He was a guy that enjoys a big size advantage at lightweight and 140 for the most part, and he likes to bang on the inside. He got a tremendous chin, a little soft to the body, but his strength says he got a good chin. He's usually strong. He's a good fighter on the inside. He likes to work the body and come upstairs with some punishment as well. And he's a pressure fighter. He got that high guard, and he like to bring the pain. And it's gonna be he's a very exciting fighter in the style that he brings, and he's very motivated coming to this fight. And Danny Garcia, he's a guy that the fans pretty much pissed and shitted on in the whole 2017. He fought Keith Thurman and didn't fight again. And Sean Porter called him out at the WBC, told them that they was the mandatory for interim title belt until Keith Thurman got back. That mean they would have been a champion in waiting, but Danny Garcia, apparently ducked that fight after telling Sean Porter to send the contract. And then he revealed earlier this year at Showtime, premiere day first half of fights, that he shut it down last year and told Al Heyman that he was shutting it down. And Al said, "Enjoy your life. You had a long career." He wanted to reinvigorate himself and revitalize himself coming into this year. He said he's ready to be a killer again. And what Danny Garcia brings to the table is that he's a phenomenal counterpuncher, especially he can catch and return fire with the same hand. He got a solid jab. He's not a tremendous fighter at any, shape, form or fashion and, athletic ability. But what Danny Garcia brings to the table is a tremendous chin, a tremendous left hook, a very good IQ, understanding of what he wants to do, and he's probably one of the best top 5 counterpunchers in the game. And he's a very patient fighter. He's a very calculated fighter. He's good. Now you go on the other side of the pendulum, talking about Brandon Rios. What is his weaknesses? He's a very limited boxer when you're talking about anything on the outside. On the inside, he can finesse you, he can power you, he can do anything you want him to do on the inside. But on the outside, it's nothing that he can do. He can't box with anybody in the prize fighting level on the outside. But he can hold his own for a minute, but he's weak at 147. When I say weak, he don't enjoy those same size advantage of rehydrating and bullying guys. He's fighting guys that are equal size or not bigger, physically stronger than him. And we know Danny Garcia started off at 140. He's very big and strong at 147. Rios, not that strong. And obviously, he a little soft in the body. So you'll be able to hit him to the body and maybe, hurt him there and then finish him upstairs or finish him with a body shot. And as well, he don't have a lot of head movement. He don't move his head a lot. He comes straight up down the pipe. He might tuck his chin and put his earmuffs on, but he's there to be beat. And pretty much that's what's going on with Rios. Garcia, his weakness is dealing with movement. He can't cut the ring off. He can't deal with side to side and real good repetitive side to side and in and out movement. As well, he's not the fastest. He's not the quickest, but he's good at anticipating punches and picking his shots and being accurate for what he wants to do. But as far as, in and out movement and boxing and moving and circling around Danny Garcia, he can't cut the ring off, and that's his biggest weakness as well. Is not being fast, not being the quickest. He's pretty, he's pretty steady in those things, but he cannot deal with movement. He cannot cut the ring off, but that shouldn't be an issue in this fight unless Brandon Rios, totally, pulls a 180 and just comes out and does something that we never seen him do before. But for Rios, the game plan for me, for Rios, for victory, would be, man, that's tough. A head movement on the way in with Danny Garcia. You want to move, and you don't want to come straight down the pipe without coming in with a jab. You want to use your jab, come in, use your jab, feint a little bit, and feint and try to get Danny in a position of a defensive manner. Go to the body, rip the body, come upstairs with uppercuts, keep the fight on the inside. Danny ain't the greatest inside fighter, but he can fight there. But that's gonna be your best bet. Is jabbing, fading, moving your head, stepping over and ripping shots to the body, trying to wear Danny Garcia down. And if he ain't gonna move his head, he needs to use his legs to be his best defense and step over, rip shots to the body, hold on the inside, making an inside fight, and try to push Danny on the ropes and rip the body. For Garcia, Rios gonna come to you regardless. It's basically about setting shots up, using your jab, blinding with the jab when he comes on in, and letting them shoot his shots and counter his shots. Let him get in an offensive position, let him get comfortable, fire his shots, and just counter him. And you'll be able to catch him with enough left hooks. I definitely would hit the body. I know Brandon Rios is looking slim and trim these days, but I definitely would do some body work. Let Rios come on the inside. Let him think he gonna get in this inside jab, spin out on the break. And when he wants to come on the inside again, I set him up with a lead left hook, maybe a jab left hook. When he tries to come on the inside, rip him to the body with an uppercut. It's basically gonna be Danny Garcia using Brandon Rios' offense against him, and countering Brandon Rios and hitting him with big left hooks. Danny ain't the power puncher that he was at 140. But I believe that, he's going to get Rios out of there in a barn burner. I'm going to say get Rios out of there. I'm going to put respect on Rios' name. I'm going to say he knocks Rios out in technical knockout in the 9th round. If Rios pulled off the upset for some odd reason, I wouldn't be totally shocked. Because Danny took some time off and he took some tough fights and took some good shots from Thurman. But I expect Danny Garcia to handle business and move on to bigger and better things in 2018. We gone.